Hi angels, welcome to Earth Angel Energy. I'm the Earth Angel and today I'm bringing you another pick a card reading, and today's topic is why do people fall in love with you? So what about you makes people fall in love? And I have the pause for you. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. So go ahead and take a second, see which pile resonates with you. We can go ahead and get started. Hi pile 1. So if you chose the first pile, then this is your reading on why do people fall in love with you. Okay, I'm getting a very kind of a feistier energy, somewhat reserved, but there's something very attractive and just like bright about your energy. So with the Nine of Pentacles, I'll be honest, you look quite prosperous. You could look very well put together, very well maintained. Ace of Wands, you're just very attractive as well too. Something about you, I'm also hearing your body, if I'm honest. I'm getting face, body, and just general looks, I think immediately kind of gets people's blood going, which can immediately kind of make them start to pay a little bit more attention to you, to catch some feelings here. Now with the Judgment, I'll be honest, I think one thing that really entices people about you is you do look hard to get. You don't look like someone who's easily accessible, like very inaccessible, almost like a fantasy kind of energy. Nine of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. If you're the type of person who doesn't really get super anxious either, or you know how to handle your anxiety, people find that really attractive and exciting. It's like, you know, that person that's just kind of like cool, you know, they're living life, things might be happening, but they're just able to handle it. There's something very cool about you. Like sultry, confident, comfortable. I think especially people who maybe are a little bit more insecure, a little bit more anxious, I feel like they really fall for you because of this specifically. I feel like immediately there's something about your looks and your style as well. Definitely it's like physical, but then especially too if there's people who feel, you know, not the most confident, they really fall in love with you, I think, from the perspective of like, oh gosh, I wish I could be like that, or like that's so like sexy that they're like they're not scared. Like you give me a kind of a fearless energy, not reckless, but you just don't seem like the kind of person who gets like that shaken up by things. You walk with your head held high. There's something cool about your energy. It's like cool and sensual here. The Devil in the Tower. Yeah. It's funny too because with the Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands and the Judgment, you're like buttoned up a little bit, but people can also kind of tell that you have like a wild side or some fieriness to you. So once again, you look well put together, but like it could be your eyes or your hair, something about you that just says like, you're fun, you're exciting. Yeah, like people think that you're exciting. Or if they don't know you very well, they imagine that you're exciting. The Sun. You have a great smile as well too. Very bright. You definitely could light up a room. Also, some of you, there's this really big thing where if there's people who aren't super confident or feel kind of like anxious or nervous in general, they really fall for you in particular. It does kind of remind me a little bit of like opposites attract. And even if you do experience some anxiety or something, people cannot tell from the outside. Also, for some of you, I heard you don't rush or you don't like walk too fast. You take your time. You seem like very chill, very cool, very exciting. There's also something about you that you look either like you would fit in well in like the big city or somewhere exciting, somewhere like expensive. Nine of Wands, let's see, with the Magician. There's something really like hot about your energy. I'll also be honest too, if there's people who feel like their lives are very monotonous or very boring, they really gravitate towards you too. Like if there's people just like, oh, my life is so boring, like nothing's going on, or it's the same thing every day, they find you, like they could really fall for you quickly. I feel like, honestly, I wasn't entirely sure how today's energy would go, but this is almost letting you know, like, if you're curious, like, what kind of people fall for me? These are the kind of people. And once again, with the Ten of Cups, like, I feel like these are all good people. It's more so about the general energy, right? So the types of people who fall in love with you, people who want a little bit more excitement in their life, people who are maybe like planners or thinkers or more analytical. I feel like these people really fall for you. Because there's something about you that's just like exciting and fresh and new, but at the same time it's grounded. So I don't think that people see you as like wild necessarily, but it's like you've got your life together, but you're also fun. Like you do fun things, or you just look like you would add like some spice to life. It's not like a rebellious energy. It's just like, I enjoy life. I enjoy living. Yeah. This is going to sound weird, but I just heard people feel like you're good at living. So once again, whether it's like work or experiences or taking care of yourself, like people feel like you're really good at life. That's really interesting. Okay. So people could also fall in love with you either for like your work ethic or your drive, especially if you're a little bit more ambitious or you like get your work done, if you get things done. So this feels like also in a work setting. I just keep getting this energy of like, do not be surprised if there's people who feel like a little bit shyer or a little bit more anxious or not super secure in themselves. These people fall for you hard. Okay, let's get a little bit more. And it's not just them, but I feel like these are the people who are really like, you know, in the old cartoons where they would get like big hard eyes? Yeah, Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Swords and the Ten of Cups. Okay. And the Ten of Swords again and the Empress. Okay, so once again, there's also something here too about your prosperity, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be physical. Like I said, for some of you, you look very well put together, you look very prosperous, but I'm also getting just this general like stable energy. So the Queen of Pentacles, yes, can be financially prosperous, but the Queen of Pentacles is also like chill. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is like, I'm good, I've got everything that I need. So there even could be people who are doing okay in life, but they're still like very unhappy or they're not happy with their life. And something about you, it's just like they've got the stability, but they can't be happy. There's something here about people around you like feeling kind of frustrated in their lives as well too. Especially if there's people who are like ungrateful or who complain a lot, or, you know, it's like their bills are paid, their health is good, but they're still like, like, I feel like they really want to escape from that energy or get away from that energy, and they feel like you represent that. So like maybe if you're out and about like shopping or something, and like there could be people around you, maybe you're in like relationships, but their partner is like grumpy or like, you know, just like not happy, and their lives are good, but there's no happiness, there's no excitement, there's no gratitude. And maybe they see you out and about and you're smiling, you know, and you're like maybe with your partner or you're by yourself or with friends, but you just look like happy and satisfied with life. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. I think for you, the big thing is like people who are opposite to your energy. Not even necessarily like finances, because I feel like actually quite a few people who are doing well and are very stable fall in love with you. But I think a lot of it has to do with opposite energies. So once again, there's something about you where you seem like alive, you seem excited for life, you seem to enjoy living, and you bring enjoyment to life. And I feel like a lot of people who are craving that or feel like they don't have that really fall in love with you. There is like some physical stuff here, but I feel like your energy especially is very enticing. Especially if you're the kind of person who's a little bit more charming, people fall in love with it. But I do feel like there is this energy of either feeling like you're inaccessible, they wouldn't have a chance with you. You could also honestly have a lot of people who are already committed fall in love with you, and I think it's a very good thing that they stay in their commitments, because a lot of these people probably don't even know you very well. And a lot of them you wouldn't really be interested anyways, especially if they have a family or if they're married. So I think it's more of like a passing feeling. But the one hope that I do have with this energy is that they can take some of that energy and implement it into their own lives. Because this is what I love about your energy. I think a lot of people love it too. You bring excitement. You bring passion. You are grounded with the Nine of Pentacles. But your life is not just like work, pay bills, sleep. You know, like it's, you bring joy to aspects of life. You bring some whimsy, some wonder. And there is something like youthful about your energy as well with the Page of Pentacles. You bring excitement to the monotony of daily life, I think, with your looks and with your energy. And people really fall in love with that. One thing I will say too is, if there's people who who are in a similar energy to you, like, you know, kind of more exciting people, they could honestly feel, I just heard, disingenuous. So there could be people who are like faking it to be like interesting or something, and they feel like you're the real deal. King of Pentacles, okay. Or you're more balanced. Like, you bring excitement, you bring fun, but you also are like responsible. So I feel like for people who are more similar to your energy, I feel like they actually get a little bit more insecure around you. Whereas people who are, you know, maybe stable but anxious, or, you know, having difficulty with feeling happy or excited about life, these are really the people who like fall in love with you hard. And I see a lot of like passing falling in love with you too. Looks, but a lot of energy and personality as well. Honestly, it's fabulous. It looks really, really good. I could kind of just imagine you. Okay, if I could describe to you what your energy looks like as a person, I would imagine like an attractive, well-dressed, like, they look professional but like a little bit effortless, very like sexy, and they're like walking down the street in Manhattan, New York. That's what your energy looks like and feels like. You know, and maybe they're like chatting with someone, they're on the phone, you know, having like an animated phone conversation. You know, maybe they go into a cafe or a restaurant and have a martini or something. Just like exciting. You have your life together, but like, you look good while doing it. I love it. That's what I have for you, Pao, and this looks great. And once again, you might not resonate with that image, but if I could personify your energy, that's what it looks like to me. And I know that person, I would be intrigued too. That's what I have for you, Pao. I love this energy. Your energy is fabulous. That's what I have for you. I do hope you resonated with that. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you to all my Patreon patrons, and I hope you enjoyed the exclusive version of this pick a card on Patreon. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, feel free to do so in the description down below. But thank you so much, and until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you. Hi, Pile 2. So if you chose a second pile, then this is your reading on why do people fall in love with you. Okay, Pile 2. This is giving me a very wholesome energy. So you definitely look like the kind of person where people immediately think like, oh, like I could marry that person. Like that looks like a wife, that looks like a husband kind of energy. With the 10 of Wands in the balance, there's something here where, you know that saying, like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time? For you, it's the opposite. People feel like I'd be there for a long time and a good time. So you look like really trustworthy. You look very well put together. With the King of Cups and the 7 of Swords, 4 of Swords, I'll be honest, I feel like a lot of people feel like you wouldn't hurt them. Or like they feel like you're a genuine person. I feel like especially people who've been hurt in love in the past really fall in love with you. There's something about you where you just look like a genuine, committed, loving person, like an honest person. Once again, I'm just getting kind of this like wholesome energy. I think people who are really yearning for like genuine connection, or even like a more traditional kind of relationship, they really fall in love with you. So some of you could dress in a slightly more traditional way, maybe more modest, or you dress up a little bit more. You could look really well put together, very clean and tidy. And people really fall in love with you for that reason. I'm getting hair as well. If I have any masculines here, if you have facial hair, people really fall in love with that. I'm getting a lot of facial hair here. Your skin tone as well, the way that you dress. I just saw eyebrows. People could like really like your eyebrows. There is something here too, and I wasn't sure how today's energy was gonna go, but I feel like we're getting some physical stuff. We're getting the reasons why people fall in love with you, but also the kind of people who tend to fall in love with you too. A lot of it, some of it has to do with appearance, a lot of it has to do with energy and personality as well. So I feel like people, honestly, who are like more hard workers, who are committed, who are loyal and stable, I feel like these kind of people really fall in love with you. I want to double check on the 7 of Swords just to make sure. But we have the 7 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. So 7 of Swords is kind of like that shady, dishonest energy, and the Four of Swords is putting an end to that. King of Cups. So also people who are like lover girls or lover boys, like genuinely people who just like want to be in love, want to have a nice relationship. Like, I just heard, can't we all get along? People who are like that fall in love with you. Now with the King of... Okay, I was going to say the Hierophant, but I said the King of Cups again. I feel like water signs could fall in love with you. Tauruses. Libras. So with the Hierophant, one thing I will say too is there is something about your energy where it's like a fine line where you want to be a good person. You want to be genuine. You know, you want to have genuine connections, but you also understand, you know, the world is a tough place and there's good people and bad people in it. And I think some people who lean on being that more, like that good energy, right? Like, I just want to get along. I just want everyone to love each other. I feel like they can have a hard time asserting that energy, protecting that energy, and be really proud of that energy. And if you resonate with that, where you're like, I really am trying to be a good person. You know, I'm going to do what I have to do, but I'm really going to try to be a good person, have genuine relationships, be genuine. There's something about your energy where it's very assertive in that. I think a lot of people who are like that can be a little bit passive, you know, where it's like, oh, like I just wish like things would be better. Whereas you're like, oh no, like I'm gonna make sure that my relationships are good, that I have good connections, that I live a good life. And I feel like people who kind of wish they were a little bit more assertive in their good energy really fall in love with you. So I think there is romantic love here, but I'm also getting some like platonic love as well. So you could especially have like friends that really fall in love with you. For some of them, it could be romantic, but I'm seeing a lot of emotion here too. So I'll be honest, I see like attraction here for sure, but I also think that you get a lot of platonic love as well. Like people genuinely really admiring you, caring for you. This is really nice. Two of Swords here. You also have good boundaries as well. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords. Let's do the Devil, and we got one more Page of Swords. Okay, so I'm also getting, and I was getting this as well, just so you know, your family loves you as well, especially if you have a good relationship with your family. Your family really loves you. Okay, the Two of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Devil, and the Page of Swords. This is what I'm talking about, is like, you're a good person, you're a stable, genuine person, but you don't play. Like, you're not a doormat. I think you also have a lot of people who maybe fall in love with you after the fact, after, you know, things end with them, or after the disconnect with the Four of Swords. Yeah. You have a lot of people where if they brought like difficulties to your life and you cut them off, they definitely fell in love with you afterward. Something about people, okay, I'm getting it now. So a lot of people who are loving and genuine might struggle with boundaries or might struggle with saying no. And that might be a thing for you at times, but I feel like you've gotten really good at protecting your peace. Now, when we say that, you know, you shouldn't completely isolate yourself. You know, if someone makes like a genuine mistake or it's not that bad, it's okay to give people a second chance. But I feel like for some of you, you've noticed like, okay, this person is toxic, this person has bad intentions, I'm not going to be connected to this person anymore. And I think for a lot of people in that Devil energy, they're not used to nice, genuine people having like boundaries or saying no or protecting themselves. The Hermit. With the World. People could fall in love with like your independence. There's something about you setting your value. When you walk away from people, when you disconnect from people, when you're willing to say no if you're not being treated well or being respected. So there could be a lot of people who fall in love with you in hindsight. Now, the great thing is, and I talk about this all the time, if you're like listening and curious about romantic love, the great thing is you only need one person. You don't need everybody to fall in love with you. You don't need everybody to make an offer to you. You just need your one person. Now, if you want a bunch of people, good luck, because that's a lot of energy to be juggling. But for most of us, one person that we love and that loves us is perfectly fine. And so I think for a lot of you, you've also recognized too, some of you could have a more important life path as well. And especially if you've struggled a little bit with romantic connections, it's simply because God doesn't want you like wasting your time with a bunch of random people because you have more important things to do. To put it simply. And you know, my life is the exact same way. I think in the beginning it kind of is like frustrating until you realize what's going on, and then it's like, okay, great, I do have more important things to do than, you know, be going on dates with Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? Yeah, Four of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles are reversed. You really set your value. Four of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Especially if you don't go back to people. People fall in love with you so hard in hindsight, but they also feel like there's no chance to get back with you. Something about your decisions feeling like they're final. Like if you're done with someone, they feel like you're done and there's really no point. Yeah, Knight of Wands. So there is something very exciting about, oh, I feel like your energy almost feels like, I just had like a Rubik's Cube. So people, it feels like it takes people a long time to really figure you out. And by the time they figure you out, you're either like not in their life anymore, or you've like moved on or something. So for a lot of you, there's that inaccessible energy. Now, you have a really nice image. You have a nice exterior. I feel like you kind of keep yourself very well put together. You could even be kind of known as like a good guy or a good girl. Now, with the Knight of Wands and the Moon, I do feel like people, you leave something to the imagination, whether it's what you share with your life, the way that you dress, the way you present yourself. And I do feel like a lot of people, they fall in love with like what they don't see. They fall in love with the mystery. Like, especially too, if you're not super open, if you don't like share everything about yourself or your life, I feel like a lot of people fall in love with like the fantasy of like, you know, what's underneath. Especially once again, if you cover your body up or like on social media, if you don't have your body out there or anything like that. Or if there's a lot of people who know you who've never, you know, seen you in like an intimate setting or anything like that. There's a lot of people falling in love simply with the fact that there's so much left to the imagination. I feel like, especially, I'll be honest, if there's like Knight of Wands energies, so people who are a little bit more fast and loose, I feel like they fall in love with you because you're not. Lovers. Five of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Yeah. Two of Cups. I'll be honest, your energy, you do not feel desperate at all. Like, you just don't seem to care. Like, when it comes to, you know, some people are always like, you know, fighting over people or looking for somebody or needing, you do not give that energy at all. You're like, I'm good, thank you. And people really fall in love with this. When it comes to love and relationships, whether you realize this or not, to other people, you are in an extreme abundance mindset. So like if somebody's not sure about you, if someone's trying to play games with you, you're just done with it and over it. And people really fall in love with that. But for some of them, it's like after blowing their chance. Or if there's people who are like used to people who are kind of a little more desperate or a little bit more like, I need your attention, I need you, da-da-da. The fact that you're not like that really makes people fall in love. But what's funny is your energy is not in alignment with players. And I feel like a lot of players could fall in love with you because of that. Page of Wands, Nine of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. People who have like small offers, they like really, I also get this energy of them being like, oh, I could like settle down with them, or like I could marry them, like da-da. But they also know that you're not interested. Your energy just screams like, I'm not trying to fight anybody. Like, I really don't care. I'm not trying to compete with anybody over you. Like, your energy screams that. And I love it. I think it's fabulous because I think this is going to turn out really, really well for you in love and relationships. And as I said before, I think you have more important things to do than fighting over some guy or some girl, or fighting with other people over somebody, or fighting someone for their attention or commitment. You have way more important things in your life than that. And you're either in a relationship or you will be in a very stable relationship where you're not going to have to fight anybody for anything. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. You're like, I've got more important things to do. So I will say this. I've kind of gone over the types of people that fall in love with you as well. So I think the kind of people who honestly are used to more like desperate love energy, like jealous people who are competing with each other, people who are not loyal or anything like that. People like that do fall in love with you quite a bit, but they feel like you are totally inaccessible. Especially if you're already in a relationship, people feel like 100% like, oh yeah, like they're not gonna. Some of you don't even look at people who are used to getting a lot of attention, or people could try to get your attention and you're like, yeah, whatever. Like, I love your energy because once again, with the Seven of Pentacles, you have a very important life path. And love is important. Having a loving connection is important, especially if that's something that you want. But fighting over people and fighting for people is not important. No, it's not. When you're ready to have love, or if you're in a loving relationship, it should be a connection between two people growing stronger every day. That's what love should look like. And I feel like you understand that. For some of you, you're already living that, and it's beautiful. But I think for people who are used to like drama or chaos in relationships, they really fall in love with you because they feel like you've transcended that. They feel like you're above that. It's nice too because once again, those kind of people fall in love with you, and then the opposite fall in love with you. So people who are like stable, people who don't want to fight, people who don't want to make you fight, people who don't, want to have like a dramatic love life. They just want to be in a loving relationship with someone who cares for them and they care for them back. Those kind of people also fall in love with you. Last thing I will say is this too. You feel very no drama. Because once again, like I feel like drama detracts from whatever you have going on in your life that's more important than drama. And so I feel like people who don't like drama are people who like stability, people who like positivity. Those kind of people really fall in love with you. And I do get a lot of romantic love here, but I'm getting a lot of platonic love here. So you could have friends who love you very deeply, family who love you very deeply, coworkers, acquaintances, neighbors. People do fall in love with you, I think, because you bring a level of stability and genuine good energy, healthy energy. And nowadays, I feel like a lot of people are craving that healthy energy. And because you bring that, it really brings the love out of other people. It's a really beautiful energy. But even, I feel like I'm being a little bit kind of blunt with the way that I'm speaking. But as I channel your energy, I'll start to speak the way that your energy feels. Your energy feels beautiful, stable, but no nonsense. I don't want drama. I don't want mess. When it comes to love, I'm here to love and be loved. And the rest of you, if you want anything else when it comes to your relationships, you have at it. But I don't want to be involved in it. I love it, and I think this is going to be very, very successful for you because you have very important work that you have to do in your life here. You understand that? And the last thing you want to do is burn up all your time and energy with drama. And I feel like people who don't like drama, or like people who are tired of drama, they really gravitate towards you, both romantically, in friendships, family, just loving that beautiful, healthy energy that you bring to a situation. But it's an assertive, healthy energy of we should be good to each other. We should have good relationships. The rest of it is just noise. I love that energy pile too. And, if you've been listening and you feel like, I don't know if this is quite my energy, but I would like it to be, just vibrate in this energy. Live your life this way and you will show up this way very quickly. I promise you. Gorgeous energy. That's what I have for you. I do hope that resonated. I hope you enjoyed that. This is wonderful energy. I'm very impressed here. That's what I have. So thank you all so much. Thank you to my Patreon patrons. It's because of you I'm able to do these consistent messages. And if anyone would like to book a personal reading, instructions on how to do that are down below in the subscription. But thank you so much. And until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you. Hi, pile 3. So if you chose a third pile, then this is your reading on why do people fall in love with you. First and foremost, I see a lot of past people falling in love with you, being in love with you, or falling in love with you in hindsight. There also could be a lot of people who fall in love with you from a distance or watching you here. Watching you manifest, watching you work or do something. If some of you go to the gym, or if you're at work or have some sort of hobby, people could fall in love with you while you are manifesting. Okay, 5 of Cups, Knight of Wands, and the Emperor. I feel like people who don't feel like they're that far in life can tend to fall in love with you. Because you have with the Magician and the Emperor, you give off this kind of boss-like energy. And once again, it doesn't have to be a super dominant energy. But you ever see those people, either they dress really well, or they look really fit, or really well put together, or they have nice hair, or something about you looking like you've leveled up a lot in your life in certain aspects or in every aspect. And people really falling in love with you for that reason. I'm also seeing people, I'm getting a lot of past energy here with the 6 of Cups. If you've had some sort of transformation or glow up as well, I feel like people have fallen in love with you from your past. I'm getting for some of you, people loved you back then, but either didn't say anything or didn't do anything. and now they feel like you've gotten even better and you're either like completely out of their league or just out of their like range or tax bracket here. 5 of Wands. A little bit of a feisty energy here. You look very assertive as well. And once again, this does not have to be like a dominant energy, but maybe you hold your head up high, you look people in the eye, you look confident and self-assured. Let's get some more. Why do people fall in love with you? People fall in love with you for the way you dress. I'm seeing hair, skin. This is so random. I heard someone has a really nice nose. Okay, the Fool. But something lighthearted about you too. Very attractive. So people are definitely falling in love with you for your attractiveness as well. And also confidence. 4 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. You could make people nervous or make people's hearts race. And I feel like people fall in love with that feeling of like, you know, Tower. I think you really shake people up. And the Ace of Pentacles. You feel almost like a jolt of lightning to people. 7 of Swords and the King of Cups. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, I feel like people who like a challenge or people who like people who are hard to get, they fall in love with you. But I'll be honest, even people who are normally not that intimidated, I feel like get intimidated by you. There's something about you that's different. Let's get some more. Some of you could be very divinely protected as well. 2 of Pentacles. I heard heartbreakers fall in love with you, but they feel like they'll get their heart broken. Ace of Wands. Hierophant. People can definitely tell that you're not here to like, you know, mess around with people. Like you seem like the type of person where it's like, you seem very monogamous, if I'm honest, no matter what your situation is. Yeah. And the Hermit. You seem very much like commitment. Like if someone wants to be with you or be connected to you, they need to be committed to you. And that's just that. Which I don't think that's a bad thing, especially nowadays. Yeah, it's almost like you're like the final boss energetically. I think you do have a lot of people who normally feel like they're like players or they're able to like get whoever or they're able to kind of run people around. They fall in love with you because you seem completely inaccessible. For a lot of you, if there's people who are used to just kind of like messing around with people, they wouldn't even try it with you. 7 of Pentacles, yeah, like Empress. I know that's right. Look at that. You might not get approached very much, and honestly, that is not a bad thing. Some of the most beautiful, attractive people I know are very rarely approached unless it's at like a club or a bar. And even then, it usually takes people a while to build up that courage. With the Empress, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups, your energy reads 100% like players stay away. Players beware. Like, because I think there's a lot of people around you who maybe are used to like playing around with people, don't catch feelings. People definitely think that they would catch feelings for you. Come on. I split the deck. So I will say, in all 3 piles, we've kind of gotten energy of why people fall in love with you, what kind of people fall in love with you. The other ones felt a little bit more like opposites. I feel like people who are like you tend to fall in love with you a lot. So people who are like serious, people who are committed, people who are kind of like a go-getter energy or not like afraid. I do feel like with the 5 of Cups and the Knight of Wands, it's not like you're all perfect people, but you have that kind of base energy of not just like staying in one place, not stagnant. People who move, people who grow, people who elevate. I feel like those are kind of the people who really fall in love with you and actually feel comfortable. Like, because there's something here about if people are not like genuine or if people are kind of like shady, they kind of are scared of you. 8 of Wands, Hanged Man, yeah, and the King of Cups. I feel like the only people who actually approach you, and if you've dated or had like solid relationships with people, it's always people who are genuine. Yeah, wow, similar. People who are similar to you. So like the other piles got more opposites, but I feel like people who are similar to you fall in love with you, but actually follow through. Yeah. This is really nice though. I feel like a lot of people do fall in love with you, but there's something where it feels very inaccessible, not even necessarily like financially. It's more like energy. People can just kind of tell based on the way that you carry yourself. You seem very confident, self-assured. I just heard narcissists are like intimidated by you, or they feel like it wouldn't work on you. People feel like they couldn't gaslight you or manipulate you. You seem like your self-esteem is too high. You seem like you like yourself too much, which is good. That is a good thing. Yeah, 7 of Swords. Look, 7 of Swords. Let's get a 7 of Swords, please. Ace of Swords on top. I know that's right. 7 of Swords, 6 of Swords. Anyone who has like bad intentions, anyone who's like shady, a liar, a manipulator, they don't even try it with you. And like I think we've all heard of this before, how like manipulators will look for people who seem like an easy target. You seem like a very difficult target. I also heard that like if there's people who are like manipulators or like bad people, they feel like they could possibly like get in trouble. Like you would like tell someone, or like you wouldn't be the kind of person who would just like lie down, especially if they did something that was like a little dubious to you, like hurt you or did something to you. They feel like it would actually cause them like serious problems in their life here. 4 of Cups, yeah. And they just feel like they would be rejected by you. And so, you know, it's not for me to say whether or not people like this are capable of love or not. But I definitely feel like it's hard to really speak on love when it comes to like 7 of Swords kind of individuals, like shady player individuals. I do think they fall for you to a certain extent. But I think they probably love themselves more than anything else. And they feel like they can't benefit themselves by using you, so they just don't even try. I feel like the kind of people who fall in love with you are people who are very similar to you. Like genuine love is people who are like you. People who are still growing, people who are still elevating, but people who do at a baseline believe in themselves and are willing to put themselves out there. Once again, with the Hermit and the 5 of Cups, you could be someone who's a little bit more to yourself, a little bit more independent. I feel like a lot of the energy today is just kind of letting the collective know if this energy resonates with you. These are the kind of people, if you're looking for love, not even just romantic love, but platonic love, these are the kind of people who really gravitate towards you and understand and love your energy. And so I feel for you, Pile 3, it's people who are like you. And you might have noticed this as well too, whereas like if you have a lot of similarities with them, you typically really love each other and gravitate. It's people who are very different from you. So once again, maybe not honest, maybe not super confident. I feel like these people might struggle a little bit with your energy, but I think it's because you can see through people and you genuinely believe in yourself. And if people either don't like people to be discerning, or people who don't feel good about themselves, I feel like these are the people where they might struggle a little bit with this energy. So you might even be used to that as well, where you have people either really love you or people secretly, you know, have some animosity towards you. This is why. You can't be manipulated, you can't be gaslit, but you also believe in yourself and you're willing to put yourself out there. And sometimes people can be sensitive to that energy. But what I do love to see here is people who are like you, people who get you, there's a lot of love here and a lot of admiration. So if you're looking for love, or if you're kind of building a network, or just, you know, wanting to find where you belong, where you feel like your energy is embraced, look for people. Oh, I just said look like you. So I'll be honest, if people look like you, I feel like they fall in love with you as well too. Or people who like themselves also really love you as well. But if you're looking for that belonging, or if you're looking for that positive, loving energy, I would say for you, Pile 3, birds of a feather really do flock together. But I feel like you have so many great qualities, you know. I don't think there's anything wrong with being around people who have similar values or morals or interests or energy. I feel like people like that especially really love you. I think because they love themselves too, but it comes from a genuine place. You're either in a relationship, or if you're not in a relationship, I feel like you and your person have a lot alike, or you will have a lot alike. And that really kind of not only builds the love between you, but builds your unique love for yourselves. Because it's like when you love people who are similar to you as well too, it's a reflection of you, right? You know, if you have a hobby, or if you have a trait or a personality type or something that's different about you, when you love that about yourself, you can see it in them too. And it's an exchange of loving energy. So definitely you should love people who are different from you, of course, too. But I'm seeing here, it's not even just looks, it's personality, it's morals, it's beliefs. It looks beautiful, really. But definitely I would say for you, birds of a feather flock together. People who are a little bit more like you really love you. And honestly, I think you love them too. That's what I have for you. I do hope this resonated. I hope you enjoyed that. This was really, really nice to do for everyone today. Thank you all so much once again to my Patreon patrons. It's because of you I'm able to do these consistent messages. And if anyone wants to book a personal reading, instructions on how to do that are down below. But thank you all so much once again for hanging out with me. And until I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and God bless you.